Commander Vrax Thar of the Galactic Dominion stood 7 feet tall, his chitinous exoskeleton gleaming under the harsh arena lights. Adorned with the trophies of 100 victories, he was the pride of the Dominion's military elite. 4 powerful arms flexed impatiently as he awaited his next opponent. The crowd of multi-species spectators buzzed with anticipation. This exhibition match was meant to demonstrate the superiority of Dominion genetics over the newly discovered species from the backwater planet Earth. Humans were an oddity in the galactic community, fragile-looking bipeds from a high-gravity death world with no natural armor or weapons to speak of. And now, the announcer's voice boomed across the arena, representing the primitive species known as humans. Mira Chen, age 13, standard cycles. A shocked murmur rippled through the audience as a small human child walked into the arena. She wore a simple white combat gi, tied with a black belt, her dark hair pulled back in a tight ponytail. Her face betrayed no emotion as she bowed slightly to her opponent, and then to the Dominion overseer in the royal box. "This is an outrage," hissed Ambassador Trelvas from the diplomatic section. "The humans send a juvenile to an exhibition combat? This violates all protocols." The human ambassador beside him remained calm. "The invitation specified send your representative. Mira is our representative." Down in the arena, Commander Vrax Thar's mandibles clicked in anger and confusion. "I refuse to fight a larval human," he declared, his translator broadcasting to the entire stadium. The overseer's voice cut through the commotion. "The combat will proceed as scheduled. The humans have made their choice. Commander, do your duty for the Dominion." Vrax Thar hesitated only briefly before his military conditioning took over. Orders were orders. He would make this quick and painless, a light blow, to render the human unconscious, then claim victory. He lowered his stance, 4 arms extended in the traditional combat posture of his species. "Begin," commanded the overseer. The commander lunged forward, his movement a blur of precision honed through decades of military service. His upper right arm extended for a quick strike to the human child's shoulder, just enough force to end this farce without serious injury. What happened next would be replayed on galactic news networks for cycles to come. The human child moved with impossible speed, her body seeming to flow like water around his strike. In one fluid motion, she grasped his extended arm, pivoted her hips, and used his own momentum against him. Despite weighing less than a quarter of her opponent, Mira executed a perfect shoulder throw. The 7-foot commander found himself airborne, his center of gravity completely compromised. Before he could process what was happening, his armored back slammed into the arena floor with enough force to crack his exoskeleton. The impact knocked the air from his respiratory chambers. As he struggled to recover, the human child had already transitioned to a joint lock, her small hands positioned with surgical precision on his primary limb. She applied pressure to a nerve cluster that most species didn't even know existed in Vrax Thar's anatomy. 3 seconds. That's all it had taken. "Yield," she said quietly, increasing the pressure just enough to send warning signals of agony through his nervous system. "I yield," gasped the commander, his mandibles clicking in shock and pain. The arena fell silent before erupting into chaos. The overseer stood, mandibles agape. The human ambassador smiled slightly. Later, in the diplomatic chambers, Ambassador Trelvas confronted his human counterpart. That child used forbidden knowledge of Qualthorian combat techniques. How could a primitive species possibly? "Judo," interrupted the human ambassador. "An earth martial art developed over 400 years ago. Mira is a 3rd-degree black belt. The principle is simple. Use your opponent's size and strength against them. But she's just a child. On Earth, we face predators 20 times our size. We evolved without claws, without armor. We survived using this." The ambassador tapped his temple. Our children train not just for combat, but to understand the principles of physics, leverage, and anatomy. Mira studies xenobiology as a hobby. The Dominion officials exchanged troubled glances. Their intelligence reports had gravely underestimated these humans. Consider today's exhibition a friendly warning, the human ambassador continued pleasantly. We're happy to join your galactic dominion as equals. But if you're planning conquest instead of alliance. He let the sentence hang unfinished. On the view screen behind them, the replay showed Mira helping the commander to his feet after the match, bowing respectfully to her fallen opponent. 3 seconds. That's all it had taken to change the Dominion's entire assessment of humanity.